Guys, girls, non-binaries, whatever you identify as, I'm glad that you identify as someone watching or listening to this podcast. Welcome to the newest format of No Gods, No Chains, a podcast by me, Spencer Bland, a comedian and currently out of breath guy who regrets wearing a sweatshirt on a hike in the middle of the day. I'm in Griffith Park, having a great time so far. I told myself that I was going to get out here at like 9 a.m. and then that just didn't happen, you know? So here we are. I'm going to walk back into the shade. I got some people behind me, but that's okay. Mostly everyone here has headphones on. And I think moving forward, maybe I'll find a way to actually, no, I don't like hiking with headphones on because I think you should be aware of your surroundings. But yeah, I don't have a job right now, so I can do this in the middle of the day, and that makes that a little better. Although, I think the earlier I come, maybe the less crazy it'll be. Because normally, my buddy Tim and I come out here, and we do this Friday mornings, and we see like 2 or 3 other people. But this is actually like a pretty busy day. In fairness, it has been ass sweat hot in Los Angeles the past few days. And today's the first day that it's like under 75, which is crucial. So that's how it is. If you're a new follower listening to this, or an old person, or an old follower, not an old person, maybe you are an old person, that's fine. But if you're a new follower listening to this, what's up? Probably don't know who I am. You're probably figuring it out. My name is Spencer Bland, I'm a comedian. I just moved to Los Angeles from Raleigh, North Carolina. Well, can't even say just anymore. I've been out here 8 months, 9 months, but that still feels just. I feel like once you get past a year, then you're good. Yeah, having a good time. To get things up top, if you want to follow me, you can do that at Spencer Spicy. If you want to follow the podcast, you can do that at No Gods, No Chains. We're going to have guests on here. I guess I should explain this format. I kind of feel like I'm talking in circles right now. That's because I kind of was going to use this as a test run. I didn't really have anything like pertinent to talk about. And we were just gonna like figure this out. But basically like, oh, I hear a beehive somewhere. That's fun. I wanted to use this as a means to have a better way to converse with people. I think it's more fun if you're out walking around, getting the blood flowing, doing that, versus just like sitting in a studio. I'm gonna try and meet people where they are. So if I have a friend or a guest who like I want on or they want to do this, we'll do something they normally do. It doesn't always have to be hiking. I just figure that's easiest. And look, I don't know if this is going to lend to the best audio format, but it's at least going to be interesting. Or maybe it won't. I don't know. That's the thing. But we're going to find out together. I'll tell you that. It's a honestly kind of gross, hazy day. Well, it's a nice day, but it's not the view-wise. Like, we're going to get to the top of this hike and be like, oh, okay. And then people are probably gonna be like, oh, that's LA. But I gotta tell you, brothers and sisters, I am the happiest I have ever been in my life out here. I mean, truthfully, like, if you know me, you know I went through the divorce and then moved out here. If you don't know me, now you know that. And I don't know, man. Obviously, it depends on your means and depends on what you can handle. But if you have the ability to get out of where you are and move somewhere new, like if you feel stuck or like it's just not working out for you, I highly recommend you do that. So that sounds rad. Big old bird just flew out of that bush. Hell yeah. Ooh, nice breeze. Who's watching Dunk and Egg, dude? I have made that reference to so many people, and so many people have been like, what is a Dunk and Egg? Some guy was like, is that a coffee? It's not. I think it's one of the best TV shows that came out this year. I think it might go down as show of the year for me. And I think just because it shows all of these like medieval and fantasy shows, for the most part, do a really good job at showing male affection in good ways. And I think that we need more of that. is we have these awful fucking influencer type people just poisoning little boys' brains, trying to be like, you got to be some high value man, you got to be this bullshit. It's like, nah, dude, you just gotta have friends that'll stand up and fight for you, and you gotta care for the downtrodden. Like, I can't imagine how more obvious it can be spelled out for dudes who are going through like the male loneliness epidemic, which is a purely self-inflicted wound, by the way. But I just can't imagine like looking at these shows and seeing the support that these character tropes get and being like, no, that's wrong. Hugging another guy, standing up for your friends, standing up for the downtrodden, that's not it. Like, bro, it is. It totally is. That's what people want. Like, yes, be strong. Be able to fight a trial of the 7. Be able to hold your own. Take care of your body. Take care of your own. But have compassion, my guy. Know how to care for people. Know how to stand for something. Like, and people may argue like, well, I am standing for something. I'm standing for being an alpha male or a high value male. Dog, no one likes that shit. No, like, all these people, when you see them like hang out together, just continually shit on each other. Like afterwards, like, oh, no, I actually don't like that guy. There's no camaraderie. There's no brotherhood. Reject that shit. Embrace Dunkmaxxing. All right, we are actually at a pretty nice little viewpoint. So that's pretty sick. So this is I guess technically this is the valley. I don't want to say that and be wrong because I haven't lived here long enough to know. I could have sworn I had someone behind me. Whoa. Okay, well, I'm just losing my mind. That's fine. But yeah, this is a nice little view. And look, if you can't see this right now, I'll paint you a picture. Rolling green hills, leading to unfortunate urban sprawl. And then off in the distance, tiers of mountains cloaked in smog, but it gives it a nice, thinly veiled view of nature. It's cool. It's 75 degrees. I can hear the hum of traffic, but I can also hear the song of the birds. It's a nice blending. Oh, a nice little bug just decided to chirp up. He wants to be included in this. It's a nice blending of nature and the city. And I think that's why I love it here so much, man. It's just like, there's a dump truck about to drive by me. What the hell? This is an access road. So, and you guys will see this, I think. Hold on. They're somehow slowing down, which is great. But this is just beautiful, man. Minus the giant fucking Tonka truck that's about to drive by. You about to take me off the road? No. Hell yeah. And that's what you get out here, guys. You get nature, but you also get the machines of men. Because there's rarely any place you can go where you can avoid the creations and the folly of man. And that's what brings me back to Dunk and Egg, the folly of man. We're going back. We're back on the walk. We took a little stop. We're walking again. I do have to monitor my time because I'm going to work out with my buddy John Michael Bond here in a little bit. Maybe I'll have him on the pod. Maybe you guys will see us working out as an episode. I don't know if you guys would enjoy that. But I also don't even know if you're enjoying this. But I just really like the camaraderie that is built in Dunk and Egg. Oh my God, these are the cutest dogs. And it shows like what a normal, like older and younger male relationship can be like. Obviously, we're using Knight and Squire as the relationship. But I think it just shows like how you can be a role model and still be strong and still come off, if you want, as this macho alpha guy, you know? You don't have to be this hard, callous dickhead that all these slack-jawed douchebag influencers are telling you to be. And look, if I end up posting this clip, I know there's gonna be comments from dudes and be like, this guy doesn't have a jawline. his opinion doesn't matter. And I'm gonna tell you right now, those people should be shot in the street. Like, I'm done with this shit, man. Like, these people are poisoning society. Most people are just like, hey, wouldn't it be rad if we were more kind? Wouldn't it be rad if we were more accepting of all people? And if men could just share their love for their boys and give them hugs, fuck it, maybe a little kiss. And that'd be okay. And also be strong or not be strong. They have the ability to be whatever. Then you got these fucking just moronic villains who are jumping down everyone's throats being like, no, the only way to be a man is to actually act like the gayest person you've ever seen, but then be an absolute egotistical dickhead. Fuck that shit. I'm telling you right now, if you're a young man watching this, I don't really think I have that as an audience, but I'm just like, I got a nephew. I see what his little friends act like. They're all like 11, 12, 13. They're all really good at sports. And look, I was doing dumb shit when I was that age too. Me and all my friends were recreating jackass stunts. But I feel like even the jackass guys, while being problematic in their own right, were like, for the most part, morally acceptably problematic. Like, they weren't like promoting rape and like the fascist takeover of countries and putting down races of people or religions of people. They weren't putting down like females or women. Like, just none of that shit, dude. Just not the way. And all these guys are like, I don't understand why women won't talk to me. Have you tried being compassionate and thoughtful and listening to them and not treating them as some hole to conquer? I apologize for being crass, but like, that's not how you treat anyone. And I just like see this shit that gets spewed online by these Andrew Tate motherfuckers. And it's just not it, bro. It's not fucking it. And that's the reason you're lonely. Yeah, you may go out and find someone. You may get someone on an app. But they're not liking you, dude. Like, I grew up around women. Most of my friends are women. I've had my mistakes in relationships, sure. I went through a divorce. But I'll tell you what, we're getting divorced because I all of a sudden became a high value man. Started listening to Andrew Tate's bullshit. Fuck out of here with that mess, dude. All that being said, go watch Dunkmaxxing. I just think it's a wonderful story, man. I think it's got everything. I think, like, for the fantasy people who really want to see a different style and story told in the Game of Thrones universe and the Westerosi universe, it's got that. If you're really, really hurting for a remake of A Knight's Tale starring Heath Ledger, which is a 10 out of 10 movie, it's got that. It's got jousting. But also, like, if you're wanting an anti-classist story that talks about the little folk and how, like, people who aren't in power can rise to power, it's got that too. It's got everything. And it's short episodes, but it leaves you wanting more. And in this society of constant releases and all these episodes being dumped at once, it's hard for people to, like, wait for things anymore. And I found myself truthfully at the end of every episode being like, not only do I want more, I can't wait for next week. And it's been so long since I mean, honestly, the original Game of Thrones is where I felt that. But we just, like, I think that yearning for a TV show, that level, that's good. We need that in society. We need societal yearning. Like, Also, it's too hazy. I got to the top, but I just turned around because it's not really a good view today. And I gotta be honest, I think I flew a little too close to the sun wearing this crew neck. It was like 62 when I woke up this morning. It's like 72 right now. Getting my sweat on, dude. I'm schwitzing. Oh, man. I want to talk more about Game of Thrones. Like, just that universe in general. The reason I love Lord of the Rings so much, outside of the narrative tropes and what it says about society, and again, a great positive showing of male affection and male relationships, I love the Game of Thrones universe. I love all of it. The stories, the languages, the lore. That's what'll get me into something, man. And I just turned 36, and I'm hitting this point where I'm like, what am I locking into? What am I really, really about to like sink my teeth into? As my back goes out, what am I sitting down on, you know? And I love fantasy, man. I love it so much. It makes me happy. I'm taking a blacksmithing class, and I don't want to be ashamed of that, and I'm not saying that like I am, but it's a freeing thing as you get older to realize, like, yeah, I'm going to lean into what I like. And for me, man, it's fantasy. I love sci-fi too, but I love fantasy more. And I might do some whole ass videos just on the extensive lore of the Game of Thrones universe. And I think I'm going to work my ass off to get people into Dunkmaxxing. That's how much I liked that show. I don't like the Blackfire Rebellions, which if you watch the show, they mention very briefly. I'll try to keep this spoiler free, and then in my other things, I'll go into more in depth for the spoilers. But like, man, those are some fun stories. And not only are they fun, there's like 9 of them. I mean, 7? There's 7 or 9. There's a lot of them. Just how, spoiler alert, although I think everyone knows, they don't know this. Fuck, I won't say this. But just how Egg in the story, leans in more into Egg and becomes the dragon that he needs to be, is really cool. It's a very unlikely story of how two folks who should not be paired together get paired together, and then how they both rise to prominence in the world they live in. And I just think that's really fun. And there's a lot of lore, there's a lot of cool background, and I would like to talk more about that because I like it. And I got a feeling if you're following me, you probably like that too. Because like, you're either following me because I talk shit about Donald Trump, or my comedy, or because I'm a fucking dork. Like, I don't have that many followers. I'm gaining more, which is rad. That's fun, because I need that. I've like doubled my following since moving out here, which is tight. But like, this new version of this is really just going to be me talking about those things. And then like when I have people on, they're going to talk about the things they're passionate about. Because I think there's nothing cooler than engaging with someone who is passionate about something. It could be something I'm not even that into, but if I see and feel the passion in your voice and your tone, I'm gonna fucking rock out with you, dude. I'm going to fuck out with you. That's crazy. Because I wanted to say lock in, but then at the same time, I'm kind of tired of saying that phrase. But I just think it's very cool and very powerful. And people are led by passion. And I think we, as a community, are emboldened and empowered when we see passionate people. It's something that like connects in our core DNA as storytellers, as pack animals. Like if we're going all the way back to like Neanderthal age, like, so when we see someone impassionate and telling a good story, we get excited. And I love that. Dude, for example, my girlfriend and I, for a surprise for my birthday, she took me to the Pasadena Model Train Museum. And when she first took me, I was like stoked regardless, but I was like, that's fun. But at the same time, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, what is this going to be? And we walked in and it was just full of a bunch of old heads and like a couple chill dudes. At least in that setting, they were chill. like ripped off jean jackets, just having the time of their life, being extremely passionate about trains and this vast world they had created. I mean, it took up an entire like warehouse, and dude, it was so intricate and so cool. I'll give you, if you're watching, I'll pull over and give you a view of what hazy downtown LA looks like right now. Hell yeah. Let me see if I can scroll around and see what that even looks like myself. You can barely see that on the camera, but yeah. I mean, dude, not bad, right? This is 7 minutes from where I live. And for the sake of my privacy, I probably shouldn't say any more. And there's a police helicopter over me, and that's just also LA, you know? All right, we're gonna reset this. I gotta up. All right, and we're back tight. What was I talking about? People being passionate. You love seeing it, dude. And when you meet a passionate person, or you like have someone near you speaking passionately on something, you perk up as well. You, to use a phrase, lock in a little bit. And that's what I want to do for this podcast moving forward. I want to get people on who are passionate about things and talk to them about those passions. And we can do it while hiking, or we can maybe even do it while doing those things. I was talking to my buddy, and he was like, yo, can we make soup for an episode? And I was like, hell yeah, we can make soup, dude. That sounds rad. Again, I don't know how this is going to lend to an audio medium, but for the YouTube, I think it's going to be pretty fun. And somehow we've walked so long that the sun is back behind me, whereas when we were originally walking, it was also behind me, and I've turned around. So that's also fun. But I'm trying to figure out how to say this, and I can take this out, but I'll probably leave it in. It's like every person of representation I've met with has been like, you gotta have a podcast. And there's a long time where I was just like super burnt out, and I was like, can I just do comedy? Or can I just do comedy and like try to act or do other things? And they're like, no, you gotta have a podcast. And I know if you've been with me for a while, obviously you know I had Bop or Flop, that was super fun, but that had to end. And then I tried to quit my pants for a little bit. But that was always just gonna be a small little side project because I was always leaving Raleigh, and I was just doing it in my living room in Raleigh. And then, I came up with No Gods, No Chains because it was something that I said just like off the cuff randomly while traveling around doing comedy in 2024. And it was fun because it's a very freeing statement. No gods, no chains. Nothing holding you down, nothing telling you no. Live your life how you want to live it. And that's how I want to do this podcast. I just want to have fun. I'm about to go on tour, which is going to be wild. I'm going to be gone for like 22 or 23 days. Still booking dates. I'll promote that at the end. But I'm going to bring this with me. We're going to do debriefs and ride-alongs. I'm going to have friends on. We're going to be doing things that my friends love. We're going to be doing things that I love because I love my friends. And it's going to be a good time. And it's going to take a while to grow. Because that's how anything does. Especially when you do things and stop and do things and stop. But I just kind of let myself get in my own way a little bit there. But I'm back on it. And yeah, I just tripped, and that's okay. Look past it. But I'll be doing this once a week because I do this hike 2 to 3 times a week. So I'll at least be doing solo episodes. And look, those aren't the best. If you really like me, you love them. But I'm not stupid. It's weird to just sit there and have a guy talk. But if you rock with me, I rock with you. You can tell me what you want to talk about, and I'll answer questions. I mean, I've got subjects that I want to talk about too, but, we'll ride this wave together. We're going to have a good old time. Good old-fashioned nightmare. And who knows, man? I'm going to keep at it because when I moved out here, I had 15,000 followers, and I'm about to hit 30,000, and I haven't even been here a year. And that's cool because I remember when I moved out here, I had one agent specifically tell me, hey, I think you're great. I think you're funny, but you don't have enough following for me to tour you. And that was hard to hear, but at the same time, it lit a fire under my ass and got me motivated to take social media a little more seriously and find a bigger audience on there. And we're about to hit 30,000, and that rules. And that's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but it's a lot to me. I mean, shit, dude, I remember when I had 7,000 followers and I was like, God, I would give anything for 10. And that is the frustrating thing with social media, is that it's a constantly moving goalpost. And once I hit 30, I'm going to need 50. And once I hit 50, I'm going to need 100. And I'm going to hit 100, I'm going to need 200. But if I'm making cool stuff, and if people like what I'm saying, and if I'm being entertaining, and if I'm passionate, people will follow along. And that's all I can really do. I believe in myself, and it's weird to say that out loud because it sounds arrogant and annoying, but you have to. I am done second guessing myself. I'm done doing well at a show and then being in my head and being like, well, that wasn't good enough. While I'm having like friends and audience members be like, oh my God, I loved you. Like, dude, I was out Friday night, some friends and I, and my girlfriend and I went out to get dinner. And the place we were at had a long wait. There's a restaurant like a block down. And I was like, hey, I'm going to run down there and just see what their wait is. And there's a couple bars in between. I was running back to get back to our table, and this person said my name. They went, Spencer? And like, they said it like familiarly, which was cool. So I turned and I saw who said it, and I was like, it was one of those things in my head where I was like, I don't know what you just, I don't know if I know you, So I was like, hey. Thankfully, they clarified. And they were like, oh my God, I was at the show that I saw this past Wednesday, because I had a show in Echo Park. And they're like, I loved you. You were so funny. And that, dude, I'm gonna ride that wave for a month. And that's what's crazy, is like, that's becoming more and more of a thing. I was getting coffee a couple weeks ago, and the same thing happened. This like dude walked up and he was like, yo bro, I love your videos. That's cool. That's wild. Like, I think if you're in any form of entertainment, you have to constantly step back and see where you were 1 year, 2 years, 3 years ago. Because I remember like when I started doing comedy, like I had one person like recognize me when I was at a concert, and they're like, oh, I saw you're a comedy guy. I was like, yeah, and they're like, oh, you're very funny. And like that, I was like 28. I just started taking comedy seriously. I was like, damn, that rules. And now I'm just turned 30. I'm heading into my 36th year, and I'm about to go on tour, and like just hearing things from other people, hearing stuff from peers being like, yeah, dude, like so-and-so was talking about you. Like, that's fun. And I am done having all this stuff pointed at me, like said about me, where it's like, hey man, you're good. Having my peers, having my friends tell me good, but the voice inside my head is like, well, you're actually not good enough. And I'm done doing that. I believe in myself. That's what doing this is. Like, these podcasts are probably gonna be a little rough because I'm not always gonna know what to say or what to talk about, but consistency is key. And if you rock with me, you'll be following along. I have this little dumb 360 camera. It's fun. We're gonna be doing a lot with it. Because I gotta make sure that I get the full value of the $350 that I spent on it. But also, like, I think this is fun. I like doing this. I don't want to do anything else. I love comedy. I love making videos. I love making people laugh. I love caring about people. And a lot of people will like, maybe they'll comment on this, or maybe you follow me, and they'll be like, oh man, you're too political. Like, you gotta quit being so political. I will never not be political, because society is political. My ability to upload this video is political. Your ability to watch this video is political. Some people won't be able to watch this video, and that is because of politics. Like, I talk a lot of shit about Donald Trump because he's a fascist goon. And if you can't see that, I hope that you one day see the light. But for right now, fuck you. Like, I think as liberals, I'm not a liberal, but I'm speaking to all of them. I'm, I guess, a socialist if you want to put it on there, but like, I think it's people who identify on the left. Liberals, leftists, socialists, communists, whatever you want to say. A lot of people are like, we got to get meaner. And I agree, dude. I'm tired of courting these morons. And there's a difference between being like, oh, I care about people, It's like, yeah, but you can tell when someone is not acting in good faith. I don't know how you can look at this administration and go, yeah, that I rock with that. All the atrocities they're pulling, all the bullshit, yeah, I rock with that. And then I'm sure I've got some people who still support Trump, sneakily behind scenes, and they're going, well, what about Biden? What about Biden? Fuck him too, dude. It's so funny when you talk to someone like that. They're like, well, what about Kamala? What about... Fuck all them, dude. I don't rock with the imperialist state. And I don't think you should either, because it is anti-human. And I'm pro-human. I want us all to have what we need. I want us all to live a good life. And the current government, and our government for a while, has made that not possible. And I'm tired of it. All right, we're getting towards the end of the hike, which is nice. I'm walking by a golf course, which always does scare me, because I play golf sometimes, and I've shanked the ball, and I gotta tell you, the fence out here is not high enough. Someone shanks the ball, that's gonna nail me in the back of the head, and who knows, maybe I'm meeting an early grave, you know, to the enjoyment of my hate followers. But since we're getting to the end, I just want to say, let's see, what are we sitting at? We're about, 37 minutes. I don't know if that first part recorded, but I'm going to keep these up, and I'm not going to make them too long. I think at most they'll be an hour, hour and a half. Obviously, if there's something heavier or larger to talk about, there'll be a little more. You can see the sweat coming through my crew neck. Yeah, I'm schwitzing, dude. I regret wearing long sleeves on this one. But this has been fun. I'm glad. I can't stress how much I sat on my couch this morning and was like, nobody wants to hear from you. You don't need to go do this. When in reality, it's like, no, dude. Like, you just have to fucking do it. There's so many people making bad stuff, me included, and you just have to do it because you don't know if you're in the business of needing to get an audience or entertainment, like, just go fucking do it. Who cares if it's bad? There's so much bad shit on the internet already. Who fucking cares? Be bad. Be bad for a while, because you'll eventually get good. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier. I'm just tired of being in my head about shit. I'm tired of getting in my own way. When there's so many other people just taking the chance, I gotta take that chance too. To quote one of my favorite artists, Hilary Duff, why not take a crazy chance? But if you've gotten this far and you want to hear some more, you can subscribe to me on YouTube, where this will be posted. Oh shit. Yo, that's crazy. A ball literally just ricocheted off a tree above me. Almost died, you guys. That's cool. That's fun. But since we're towards the end, let's see, this will post this week, which will be like March 4th or 5th, I think. We got some shows in LA. I'll post about those on social media, but more importantly, I'm going on tour. March 26th to the 29th, I'll be at the Comedy Fort at the Tree Fort Music Festival. That'll be pretty sick. And then right after that, I am jumping a flight to Anchorage, Alaska, where I'll be there for the Alaska Before You Die Comedy Festival. Very stoked for that. I'll be back in LA for a couple weeks, doing a couple local shows, and then I'm hitting the road big time, dude. All my dates will be on my website, godsfavoriteComedian.com, but I'm hitting Denver, hopefully Kansas City, Columbus, Ohio, Erie, Pennsylvania, Annapolis, Maryland, Raleigh, North Carolina, my hometown show. I am headlining the Main Room at Goodnights, and I want to sell that bad boy out. It's my first time doing it solo. It's a Wednesday. I know that's a tough ask, but boy, would I love to sell that out. And the following, let's see, then I'm doing Wilmington, North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina, Nashville. I'll be doing a little feature spot at Zany's on their new material night. And then closing it out, I'm going to headline the Ratio Beer Works show in Denver, Colorado on May 7th. So from April 29th, from April 26th is when I'll leave, to May 9th, I'll be on the road. Probably somewhere where you guys live. Probably doing a show near any of you guys. I would love to see you there. Like I said, all the tickets are on my website, godsfavoriteComedian.com. You can see me there. And that's going to be pretty rad. I'm very, very stoked that I get to tour. I'm very thankful that I get to tour. I just think it's like I've tried so hard to get here. And I've had, agents and people tell me that I don't have enough following and that I need to sell better. So I'm going to try and do it on my own. And there's probably going to be failures, but that's okay. Because that's what doing this is. It's not all going to be wins. You have to be able to handle the failures when you can. Is there a car behind me? No. Just another Tesla driving like a dickhead. Ugh, all right. How are we looking on here? I wonder if I can prop this. Oh, we're totally, you know what? Fuck it. We're driving. We're going to see how this goes. Let's see. Make sure this doesn't affect that too much. We're going to drive. Like I was fully ready to end the podcast. I'll at least follow you guys out of the neighborhood. But what a fun little, man, I'm going to get so much use out of this little camera. I appreciate y'all. I, do not take, sorry, I'm going to try and figure out the best way to do this. I don't take for granted, anyone who truthfully rocks for me. I don't even take for granted my friends who are also in comedy who like me. I know that this is a very oversaturated market, but I'm trying my damnedest, dude. And we're going to keep trying. And I just threw up in my mouth a little bit, and that's okay, because it tasted like my yogurt that I had this morning. And that was some good fucking yogurt, I'll tell you that right now. But thank y'all for rocking with me. I genuinely love you so much. If you come to a show, talk to me after. Talk to me before. Let's hang out after. I'll be sleeping in my car. And I'm not even kidding. I'm modding my Subaru so I can sleep in it to save money, because I'm not making money on this tour. I'm doing this because I want to perform. I miss doing long sets. I'm doing 15 and stuff out here. But I miss doing these longer sets, and I want to do them. And I'm working on some new stuff that I think is really fun. So come along. If you like this, I guess I gotta do that YouTube thing where you gotta like and subscribe. If you like the podcast, make sure you subscribe us. If you want to subscribe to us. If you want to review us, you can do that, but I don't even know if that matters anymore. Overall, I'm just happy that I'm here, and I'm happy that you're here, and I hope you all stay sweet and stay lovely, because I'm going to try my damnedest too as well. Okay. This has been No Gods, No Chains with your host, Spencer Bland. Have a blast, okay? Not every day is promised, so make the most of it.